This is a major turning point for the Vancouver Canucks as star forward Elias Pettersson spoke out in a recent interview revealing a lot about his future with the Vancouver Canucks as Jim Rutherford and Patrik Allvin continue navigating this crucial offseason. We're going to break down everything, including quotes from this Elias Pettersson interview and so much more later on this episode. So before we get into it, I just want to give a huge shout out to everyone watching this, the full over 8,000 of you guys. And if you're part of the 61.9% and you want to stay up to date on everything to do around the Vancouver Canucks, make sure to go down, hit that subscribe button. It's completely free and we'll give you updates daily. Well, with that, let's just hop straight into the first topic today, where we did know Elias Pettersson had a very down season. I was recently on vacation on a flight when this interview dropped, and there was a lot of tidbits that I'm going to break down. Now, going straight into it, Peter Ekholm posted this on Twitter, will be linked down below, including the NHL.com English version. But we do see even Cam Robinson speaking and quoting Pettersson, where he said, "I've put on little muscle. I want revenge. I'm not happy with the season that was." Now, Pettersson goes a lot deeper into this, and I will be covering all of it. But we do know Pettersson had a bit of a down year. He continues in to say, "I've put on some muscle. It's always about building your base strength to get quicker on the ice, to gain a few pounds, get stronger in general. That's the goal, but for me, it's a bonus to gain a few pounds." Now, Elias Pettersson is needing a bounce back. This is the very big dictating part on how the Vancouver Canucks can be successful next season, and that is EP40 getting his groove and becoming a number one center yet again. I mean, in the past, with Pettersson putting on weight, we've seen very productive seasons, 102 points, including 39 goals. Just the season after, 34 goals with 89 points, going out to throw a career high of 125 hits. When Petey has muscle, when Petey is healthy, which we will touch on because he spoke on his health, we know how productive he can be. Last season was unacceptable for a player getting paid $11.6 million. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Am I a fan of Pettersson? Yes, I'm a huge fan of Petey. One of my favorite Canucks players of all time. But he needs to step it up. He needs to be a leader, and he needs to lead this Canucks team in fashion to the playoffs and hopefully secure a Stanley Cup that the city of Vancouver has been waiting for. But with Pettersson, putting on weight is something that he needs to do. Continuing putting on muscle. Being hard to play against. We've seen him already be runners-up for the Selke, finishing 7th, winning the Calder. He has had a very successful, minus last season, career, but it continues into him speaking on more. "I've been healthy and have been able to practice at full speed. Right now, I don't have any injuries that keep me off the workouts. But obviously, last season was tough. With that said, the lessons are learned. I'm really hungry to have a good season." Now with Pettersson, seeing him speak out like this is a huge sigh of relief for Canucks fans and for Canucks management. Going back to just last season, where we did see Jim Rutherford, Patrik Allvin, ship out a fan favorite in JT Miller after a locker room feud. We've seen them move out key pieces in Carson Soucy, who might have not been having the best season, but a huge part during the Canucks run when they lost to the Edmonton Oilers. We've seen them bring in new pieces. Marcus Pettersson, all the way to Filip Hronek. This team is slowly building a new culture of Vander Kane, who Pettersson did talk about, and I will continue on shortly on. But management put all their marbles into one bag, and that one bag being Pettersson. And there's a lot hinging on not only their careers with the Canucks, but for this Canucks team to be successful, he needs to stay healthy, which we already do know. Healthy Petey can be a very good Pettersson and be one of the best players in the NHL, but he also needs to continue learning to get better, be hungry, and want to compete and continue to get better day after day. Now with Pettersson, we know he can go out and speak on a lot of things. We need to see it on the ice, and I completely agree. Game 1 and all the way to Game 82 is going to be a huge dictator on how much this works out. But with Pettersson, there's a lot of relief seeing him speak on this, and honestly, a lot and a major turning point for this Canucks organization and management. Now going into it, speaking on being healthy, we've seen he was injured a little bit last season. He was placed on injury reserve. We've seen in 2025, he was taken off to go out and miss the final 12 games with the oblique injury at the end of the year. The Canucks were fighting for a playoff spot, and fans were not too happy with their star forward, and I know a lot of fans are not happy with star forward being tagged on this guy, but he is one of the best, one of the most elite two-way players in the NHL, and he needs to get back to that. Now, staying healthy is one thing. Going out to want to have a revenge season, not being happy, this is another thing. But he does continue on to talk about leadership, which I do not have the quote of, but will be down below, speaking on wanting to help the fellow Swede journeymen throughout their careers as well. DPD is a name that he spoke on. Linus Karlsson all the way to Jonathan Lekkerimäki. He wants to be a leader not only for the young players of this team, but in the locker room itself. Now, continuing on, he goes in to say, I was very happy when I saw that trade. It's a player that we need, a player that plays with grit and can score goals. And this was Pettersson speaking on his new teammate and new to probably be line mate at some point in Evander Kane. Now with Pettersson, we know JT Miller did work with him. You had a gritty goal scorer that played on the team. But Evander Kane, who's from BC, who's going to come home and play for his hometown team, this is something that's going to give a new edge for Pettersson. He's going to have a guy that can assist to on more other than just Jake DeBrusk, Höglander, all the way to Brock Boeser. There's going to be another goal scorer on this team, and it gets very exciting when you're finally looking at the lines. Now, yes, I understand the center position you need to work on, but with this Canucks team, management has done a great job filling out the wings, bringing in Evander Kane, re-signing Brock Boeser, going all the way to bringing back a former Canuck who they did have rights on in Vitali, coming back from the KHL, who could be a bit of a dark horse, but a completely different video on that topic. But this Canucks management did fill out the wings a lot. With Pettersson, if he has a bounce back, which is a big if, it's really depending on that, the center position does start to look better. You need Filip Hronek to stay healthy and continue to get better. But with this Canucks team, overall, it isn't the best or the best we've seen in quite some time, but it is slowly and slowly looking better as they're adding depth, making more options to move on from players. This team is slowly getting back into what could be a playoff team. I still need to see the bounce back here of PD, Filip Hronek, and Aatu Räty stepping up. But this is the team that can continue getting competitive, especially if management continues to use their cap with 3.2 in the bank. Now, Canucks fans, this is a big if. We know Pettersson can say as much as he wants, but what is your overall thoughts on how he has spoke this offseason? Are you happy he's coming out to say he wants a revenge season? We all want the best. We want Elias Pettersson to step up, turn into his former self, where we did see him score 102 points. What do you think the outlook of this Canucks team is? Do you think with Pettersson getting back to form, we're going to see a Canucks team that can make it back into the playoff hunt? Do you think management has failed everyone and not added enough, where we're going to see this team fail to make the postseason? What is your thoughts on the current state of the Canucks? This is a very hectic offseason. It's been a very quiet August, but overall, this team is trying to be competitive. Canucks fans, it's only a matter of time until we figure it out. 60 plus days away. What is your thoughts on this Canucks team? How many points do you think Pettersson puts up? And where do you think the Canucks finish next season? President's Trophies, top in the West? Or do you think they fail to make the postseason again? Go down and let us know down below. While you're down there, leave a like, subscribe, share this with your friends. We'll be back in another episode, so keep your eye out for that. But I've been your host, Mark Pye. I'm drained from vacation, and I hope you guys are having an awesome summer as well. But take care, Canucks fans.